you're aging well, time and chance. If you agree with me, some people actually dig their grave with their forks and their knives. What do I mean? With the things they do, with the things they eat. Are you with me, sir? Some people actually dig their grave. It is saying that you are what you eat. It's very true. It's very correct. For example now, if I give this man here a glass of coke, and I give the second person another glass of coke, come again 5 years, and I check these two glasses of coke, will they look the same way? Do you think they will look the same way? What will be the difference? Maintenance. I'm sure one person would have maintained that glass for better than the other person. So the aim of this lecture is to help you to start that journey towards a healthy lifestyle that will enable you to have the physical and mental health to live your best life after retirement. You agree with me that aging well is not just about physical health, it's also about your mental health. Okay, next slide please. Look at this picture. A, you have a young man. B, an older man. C, a younger lady. And D, a very old man. Can you tell me which of these men are the most earliest? Which one of these? B? D? Okay, some are crazy. The earliest, who do you think is the earliest person here? D, really? Please, why do you say that?
When you take a look at A, you will see that this young man has not passed through the furnace of fire of life. And when you look at D, they said when the gold has received fire, the beauty comes out. If this woman can look fresh like this in 90s, tell her what she would look like when she was 20. So she's the healthiest.
Thank you very much. Please let's give me a round of applause. Okay, sir, so the reason we are clapping for you is because you actually have a point and you tried. But the truth of the matter is, good health doesn't show on the face. It doesn't show on the face. You can find a 40-year-old man who is more healthy than a 60-year-old man. And you can find a 60-year-old man who is more healthy than what? Than a 40-year-old man. Do you believe that is possible? Yes, it is. So why I said that is because some individuals will feel nothing to me. I'm okay. I don't have headache, I don't have hypertension, I don't have hepatitis, I'm working, I'm strong and all of that. They don't bother to go for a checkup. They don't bother to care about their health. Sometimes you can have things happening within your body system and it won't even show, you won't know. So the fact that you're functioning normal doesn't mean that your organs are actually what? Healthy. Because some of us tend to neglect our health because we feel that we are going out and we are doing things wrongly. I used to tell people, if your body gives you symptoms, if your body gives you signs, for example, you take sugar today, you begin to feel it, you begin to purge, then you are very lucky. Some persons will take 3 bottles of Coke per day every month and their body will not want them. Some persons will have IUP, their body will not want them. That is more dangerous. And that is why you should not leave your health and your aging well to time and work and chance. You have to be intentional about it for you to actually live a healthy lifestyle. Next slide, please. A healthy lifestyle is important to everyone. Do you agree with me? Your reason for being here is for you to live the harm process. And after that, for you to be able to go into something, keeping yourself busy, keeping your mind busy and all of that. But if you don't have good health, how can you pursue your dreams? You agree with me, if somebody who has good health, that can even have the mind to cope with things, to think of doing things, to think of pursuing dreams, to actually enjoy life. So good health is very important for everyone, because somebody will say something must kill a man, so I don't care. They just want to live their life the way they like, do anything they want, not making necessary adjustments to help them live a healthy, long life. Little adjustments to your lifestyle can make you fulfilling life. Just little adjustments to your lifestyle. Now let me explain this. We know that as we are growing older, our organs are growing old, right? Normally, when you have older adults from 50 plus, even before them, let's say from 40, older adults always have issues with sometimes body pains, arthritis, hypertension, diabetes, and the rest. We call them diseases associated with aging. I cannot guarantee you that as you age, you will not have one or two illnesses. I cannot guarantee you that. Because as you grow older, your body organs also reduce in functioning and metabolism. But think that probably you have hypertension, you have diabetes, you always have body pains and arthritis. It's not a reason to say that you are not healthy. But making little adjustments to your lifestyle can help you get through your things. And that is why you are here today. That is why we are having this lecture. To tell you that little adjustments in your lifestyle can actually help you have a healthy lifestyle as you age. Even if your family history, you have hypertension, probably your father or your mother has stroke. You know this is a history and there's a possibility for you to have it. That should make you feel that can stop you from actually aging well. If you just make slight adjustments. So as a little adjustment to your lifestyle can make you live a fulfilling life. Just little adjustments. Being free of disease or infirmity is not a requirement for healthy aging. As many older adults have one or more healthy conditions that, when well controlled, have little or no influence on their well-being. This is saying that no matter what illness you come up with as you grow old, once it is controlled, it may not have any influence directly on your aging. Okay, let's look at some definitions. We're talking about aging well and retirement. What is retirement? Retirement is actually living active work life, right? And then living what? Active work life, and moving back to what? A lesser work-free life. Because some of us will actually live and do something else. But you agree with me that something else you're going to do may not be as active as what you were doing while you were in service. It can also be defined as a withdrawal from one's active working life. And I will say here today that as you leave, as you disengage from the armed forces, your lifestyle will also change. And as your lifestyle is changing, your body will also do what? It will also change. So we need to start thinking about that. As my work attitude is changing, the time you wake up, the level of exercise, the jogging, the brain engagement of your brain and all of that. Things about your body will also do what? Will also change. So you need to start thinking of adjustments you need to make to cope with these changes after retirement. Now, what is aging? Aging is the process of getting older. Everybody gets old. Everybody gets old. We are all going to age. We are all going to get older. Now, what is aging? Healthy aging. Healthy aging involves maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Maintaining. It means you looking at the things that you need to do for you to age well, and not just doing those things. You maintain it. You continue. You are consistent with it. Some of us will pick a healthy habit today, and by tomorrow we are already done with. You drop it. You cannot attain a healthy lifestyle that way. It means maintaining a healthy lifestyle and introducing habits that improve your health. Changing old habits can be difficult, but there are steps you can take to become healthier. I know many of us have habits already that we don't want to drop. We all like to wake up and eat a very large chunk of eba in the morning. Some people are like that and they don't want to drop it. Yes. Some of us like to take like 4 or 5 bottles of alcohol in a day and we don't want to drop it. So changing old habits can be actually very difficult. But I'm going to show you how you can actually drop some of those old habits that are not beneficial to you as you age, and then pick up new habits that are going to help you attain a healthy living after retirement. So how do we do that? How do we do that? Next slide, please. The first thing you need to do is to what? Identify those bad habits. Please tell the next person, identify the bad habits. Yes, you have to know those things that are not good for you. You have to know those things that are not good for you after it. I know many of us, we know someone, we just don't want to adopt. And those ones you don't know, you try to get information, you ask your doctor, you ask your dietitian, you talk to people, and then you are able to identify those things that are dangerous to your health, those things that are dangerous to your organ. You do what? You drop them. I've given us an assignment now. When we go back home, make a list. Bad habits for my health. You list it. Then the next thing you do is what? Identify the good habits. First of all, you have picked your bad habits one side. Then you identify good habits. So what you're going to do is you're going to think of how you're going to replace the bad habits with what? The good habits. But you're not going to do it almost immediately. I think this is where most people miss out on kickstarting the journey to a healthy lifestyle. You don't just bring the good habits and then remove all of the bad habits and replace it with the good habits. It won't work. Before you know you have a relapse, you go back again to the old habits. Now you start slowly. For example, you decided, okay, normally I take 4 bottles of alcohol in a day, and I want to reduce. In fact, I want to get to a point where I will take just 1 bottle, or don't even take at all, be an occasional drinker. So what do? Give yourself a time frame. Let's say for the first 1 month, you cut 1 out. So from 4 to 3. And when you find out that you are going well, you are going fine, then after a month, you feel that it's you are ready for another change. You reduce 3 to what? To 2. I'm just using alcohol as an example. It could be coke. Some of us are addicted to coke. It could be anything you know you are addicted to that is bad for your health. So from 3, you reduce to what? To 2. And when you see that you are doing fine with the 2, you will notice that the craving will be reducing gradually, and your body will also be adjusting gradually. So from 2, you reduce to 1. And from 1, you can even move to the point of not finishing the bottle. Sometimes you just take a little, and from there you can move to an occasional drinker. I may not believe that will work, but you have to be intentional about it. You have to be intentional about it. So you start slowly, change just one thing at a time. You don't just come and say, yeah, I do this, I do that, and then you begin to just show everything away. It may not work. Because this is something you have been doing, something you have done over the years. It will not work. So you change one thing at a time. Once you have changed one particular thing, you get it right. You can move and say, okay, this is the next thing I want to remove from the list. You do it gradually. You go slowly like I explained, and you build on what you are already doing, what you are doing. That thing you're already good at, that is working, you build on it. Take it slow. Take it slow. And that way you can actually kickstart that journey to a healthy lifestyle. So that's the practical example of kickstarting a journey to a healthy lifestyle. So now, like I said, as you grow older, your organs also grow old. Now, there are symptoms. There are signs and symptoms that come with aging. Some of us will begin to wonder. Some persons are afraid of aging. I think we need to embrace the fact that aging is a good thing. Aging is actually a good thing. It's good to embrace your age. You can be 60 and be happy at 60. When you're 60, you shouldn't try to be 50 or 40, even though you want to look younger and smart. But you should embrace your age and embrace the changes that comes with what? With aging. Because whether we like it or not, our body and things will change. So if you hate aging, there's not how you're going to embrace that age and then live your best life. Now, what are the signs and symptoms that you are aging? The first thing is metabolism increases. It means the way your body metabolizes things will reduce. When you eat, the way your body metabolizes things, the nutrients of the food will reduce. It's not going to be the same. There will be waste product accumulation. Usually, you should go to the toilet every day. But as you grow older, you will notice at some point in time, you don't even go to the toilet every day. I've listened to older adults who serious constipation, is because the rate at which the body metabolizes things reduces. So you need to remember that. Metabolism will reduce as you what? As you grow older. Waste products will be accumulated more. And this will tell you that, this will tell us that most of our organs will reduce in capacity of functioning. And when there's accumulation of waste, it means most of the things that the body is supposed to get rid of, what will happen? It stays in the body. And that's why you see older adults keep coming up with sometimes kidney problems, liver problems, and the rest. Because the waste that the body is supposed to get rid of stays within the body. And that is why you need to be intentional to help your body to get rid of these things. Functional capacity of many organs decreases as you grow older. Heart muscles become less efficient, working harder to pump blood around the whole body. The heart will not pump blood as fast as it used to. The same amount of blood the heart used to pump before, it will work harder. It will work harder. It will pump harder. Exert more pressure to what? To pump the same blood. And that's why older adults always come up with the issue of hypertension. As you grow older, bones become thin and less strong, joints become stiffer and less flexible, and that's why most older adults used to have issues of arthritis, body pains, and the rest. Your bones are not as strong as they used to be. Breakage can happen at any time, a fracture, and that's why you need to be very careful. The movement of food through the digestive system is not going to be as fast as you used to. As you grow older, you tend to experience a lot of indigestion. Sometimes you find out that the food you ate the night before, when you wake up the next morning, you still feel like it's in your chest. Sometimes your stomach still feels so strong. That's indigestion. So food moves down the digestive tract slower as you grow old. The rate of digestion reduces. As you grow older, the eardrum gets thicker. Skin gets thinner, the lenses of the eyes become less clearer, hair growth gets gray, and some no longer gray. I know some of us don't like gray hair, but it's a blessing from God. Some of us don't like gray hair. Okay, so those are some of the signs and symptoms that you are aging. These are the signs and symptoms we need to embrace and then just make adjustments in our lifestyle. Now let's look at the diseases associated with aging. We're going to take a few of the common diseases associated with aging. The number one killer disease in the world are cardiovascular diseases. That's diseases that have to do with the heart. Diseases that have to do with the heart. And that's why you keep hearing, keep your heart healthy, keep your heart healthy. Once the heart can function well, once the heart can function well and pump blood and nutrients to the other organs, the other organs will also function well. We're going to dwell a little more on atherosclerosis. This is also a condition of the heart. Now, what is atherosclerosis? Atherosclerosis is a condition where fat deposits, cholesterol deposits, stay and stick to the walls of the arteries of the heart. Do you know that most of the cholesterol they have been taking from a very long time, especially the ones that are excess, finds a way to stick to the walls of the arteries that supplies the heart blood. And this is what we have here when we have that condition called atherosclerosis. Now let's look at the first artery in the diagram here. You can see an arrow, and that arrow shows free flow of blood. In this artery, blood is flowing freely. In such a case, such a person can have hypertension. Not even think of stroke. Blood is flowing what? Freely. Now the second one, you're already having fat deposits. This is what you're seeing there is fat deposits. Excess oil, excess cholesterol, those ones that are sticking because they have a way of sticking, and then when it's time to flow, they stick themselves to the walls of the arteries of the heart and stay there, and it becomes a build-up over time. This is not something that happens immediately. It takes time. The fat deposit keeps building gradually till you have something like this. In such a case, as you can see, if you check the arrow, blood is really only flowing through a narrow space. Blood is not having enough space to flow. In such a case, such a person will come down with hypertension because the pressure of blood trying to force itself down the heart through the artery, exerts a lot of pressure on the walls of the arteries of the heart, and then hypertension develops. I'm trying to explain to us so that we can understand how these things come about. So that's to tell you that things you do, all of the cholesterol, the shaki, the fatty meats and all of that, you know, the sweet fat that you like, has an implication on your body system eventually. All of those things you have been taking, that's why there's some people who say, okay, when I'm 40, I'll start living healthy. But mostly this is an accumulation over time. And when you look at the third diagram, you have a blockage here. Blood cannot flow here. This is where people have heart attack. And most times it leads to stroke. There will be no flow of blood to some certain parts of the body. So we can see how our lifestyle can actually affect us. Another common disease associated with aging is arthritis. We have arthritis, we have cataracts, we have osteoporosis. I talked about the bones earlier on. As you grow older, your bones will not be as strong as it was before. We need to note that. So the level of things we used to do, we need to reduce it. You need to come to terms with the fact that I'm actually aging. I need to do some things for the younger men and women. Type 2 diabetes is a disease associated with aging, hypertension, Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is the case where people tend to forget things. In a more serious case, you find older adults, especially within the age of 89, some of them will go out of their house. Coming back, they will forget their address, just go somewhere, they forget the way back to their house. That's Alzheimer's. But as you grow older, sometimes, before you get to that age, sometimes you may just find out that you tend to forget things more easily. Your brain is not as sharp as it used to be. For example, you are going to the room to pick up probably your shoelace. And when you get to the room and you're asking yourself, why did I come here? Then you don't remember again. Then you go back to the parlor and sit down. And then you remember, but I was about to take my shoelace, then you go back again. It's a sign of aging. So just embrace it. Just embrace it. And sometimes instead of fighting with people that live in just I don't know. Just make fun of it and then you make adjustments that will help you live a better life. So those are some of the common diseases associated with aging. Okay, now we are saying we should live a healthy lifestyle. How do we actually attain a healthy lifestyle? How can we actually live healthy? Now we're going to focus more on our diet. We're going to focus more on our diet. So the first thing we're going to talk about is healthy eating, healthy foods, taking healthy foods. Now, as one gets older, certain problems are linked to nutrition. Certain problems are linked towards nutrition. You need to eat food that contains all of the ingredients. And when we were growing up, we were told how to eat a balanced diet. It is very important. We need to eat food in their right quantity. For example, let's look at this. This is a plate of rice. Basically, I tell people, split your plate into half. Half of the plate is filled with what? Vegetables. Thank you, sir. The other half, you have the carbohydrates, you have the protein, and it could be an healthy fat. Now, for the protein, if you ask me, I would say fish. Take a lot of fish. Avoid meat. Take a lot of fish. Chicken is white protein, white meat. It's not red meat. You can take chicken, but you want to reduce the level of taking the skin of the chicken, especially when you have high cholesterol. Some persons have fat liver and they don't know. But if you know it that you have a fatty liver or you have high cholesterol in your body system, some people have high cholesterol in their blood. Once you have been diagnosed of that, you avoid anything that has too much fat. So basically, this is how to portion your plate into two halves. Left half be vegetable. The other half will be any kind of vegetable that is healthy that you can lay your hands on. It could be our regular vegetables that you can buy in the market. The other half, I would always say the other half, you can split the other half into another two. That's quarter. 1/4 is protein. That's your fish or your white meat and the rest. The other quarter is your carbohydrates. So healthy food is very, very necessary. It's very, very necessary. As you grow older, we are expected to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Why? They are high in fiber. They are very rich in antioxidants. They will help your metabolism. They will help detoxification of your system. Starting this lecture, there was a picture of a known centenarian in Nigeria. Her name is Shefi Oyeyemi. I don't know if you saw the picture at the beginning. This woman was actually asked how she managed to stay healthy for a very long time. As of many years back, she was above 120 years. She showed that she was intentional about it. The things she takes, the things she eats, she takes a lot of herbs and vegetables, and this helps her to detoxify her system, keeping her organs healthy. Keeping her organs healthy. If your organs are not healthy, there's no how you can stay healthy. Let me shock us with this information. Do you know that most of the things we take in, especially the ones that are excess, what the liver does is the liver absorbs them and keeps them. For example, if I use bleaching creams now, as I'm putting those creams on my skin, those harmful substances will go to the liver will take them in and absorb it and keep it. If I take so much cholesterol, the excess cholesterol, the body will make use of the one it wants to use. The liver will take it off, keep it, and it will be there. At some point in time, the liver will be filled with too much what? Too much load, especially when you're not detoxifying your system. Most of the things you have been taking at a younger age, some of them are still there in the liver. And this reduces the capacity of the liver. And that's why it's just so alarming. People are coming down these days with fatty liver, so many diseases related to liver and kidney. Because once the liver cannot function well, it eventually affects the kidney. You agree with me that it is better to prevent these things than what? To come down with problems. Dialysis is not cheap. They don't sell liver in the market. So it's better to avoid these things. And that's why this woman, Shefi says she constantly detoxifies her system. This will get rid of the waste, helping the liver to get rid of the waste, and then the other organs can also function optimally. These are the essences of eating healthy. Okay, so this is basically how your meal should look like. As we go on, I'll teach you other things we can take. So embrace taking nuts. Taking nuts. We have almond nuts, we have cashew nuts, we have walnuts. However, we want to reduce our consumption of granules. Nuts are very, very good for us because it's going to help prevent age-related diseases. Nuts are very good. As you are aging, you should cut down snacks. They are not real foods. Basically, I would say eat real food. When I say real food, foods that come from the farm to your house. Every food that has undergone processing at some point in time is not the best. You don't know what has gone into that thing. You cannot split your chest and say, okay, this thing I bought, I know what is inside this. Because you didn't produce it. So eat more of foods that come from the farm to your house. Real food. And do less of what? Snacks. Are you with me, sir? Do more of real food. At this age, I don't expect us to be taking donuts, meat pies, ice cream, chocolate, burger, enjoyment at this stage. So we need to understand that you need to cut down on snacks, roadside food, and embrace a healthier way of eating. Okay? So apart from your diet, well, I actually prepared I gave an example of a general meal of how your food, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner should look like. Can we move to that, please? Okay, this is basically how your balanced diet should look like. I already explained that. Can we move on, please? Next slide. Okay. Please make sure you don't eat like this. Yes. I know some of us eat like this. Somebody say no. I know most African men like to eat like this. The plate must be full. Very full. And then you don't just load it like this. When you see the quantity of the movement of the fast through their clothes, you would wonder how that thing goes down. I remember we explained earlier that as you grow old, digestion does what? It's slower. So when you swallow this kind of thing, how would it digest? It will. When you discover you're giving your body more work to do. Too much work to do. And at the end of the day, when you wake up in the morning, you still feel like you're still here. That's what we are saying as you grow older. You may have been getting away with this, but you may not be too sure about that. You need to experience indigestion. And indigestion has a way of affecting the stomach in the long run. So please, let's try to eat smaller portions. Eating smaller portions will help us as we grow older. Another thing we want to do is check our BMI. Because I always say, once you put your weight in check, you overcome most of the things associated with aging. Once you put your weight in check, a normal physiological man's weight is 70 kg. So you should keep your weight around that range, not too far. For example, if you are weighing 95, 100, 101, 102, I think you need to cut down a little bit. Bring it at least to like 80. Because the normal physiological man's weight is 70. So bring it down, even if you cannot achieve that because of your bone weight and all of that. Bring it down a little bit to that value, so that you can actually stay healthy. And if you want to know if you are obese or not, calculate your BMI. You can go to the NAFRC, check your height and your weight. Your height square over your weight. Whatever you get, you know your BMI. There's a value for, once you are below 21, you are slim. 21 to 24. It means you are normal. Once you target 25 above, it means the person is what? Obese. So you also want to check your BMI to be sure. Because some persons actually are obese, but it doesn't really show. Some people are actually obese, but they just look big, but not so big, and they think I'm okay. Next slide, please. So this is the general meal plan. This is how your food should basically look like. This is just an example. For example, in the morning, you can do green tea, wheat bread, and low-fat food. Please, as you age, reduce the level at which you take meat. Because older adults don't have the enzyme that converts meat. So when you take so much meat, it tends to store in your body system because it's not being converted. You're not going to use it. And then you can begin to have fat deposits. So go for low-fat milk. Wheat bread is better than white bread. Avoid beverages like Ovaltine, Milo, and all of those things. Those sweet ones, Cadbury. Please avoid them. Echo and vegetable. You can have fish, you can have pomo or white meat. Pomo does not have any nutrients, but it just gives you that feeling that you are eating something strong. For those of us that like to eat a lot of meat. Take oats. Oats is high in fiber. You can take oats for breakfast. You can take cereals that are made with wheat, like fruit and fiber cereal in the morning, pap and moi moi. Akara too is not bad, but you want to avoid using oils that are high in cholesterol. If you ask me, the best oil you can use is sunflower oil or olive oil. Olive oil is actually very expensive. soya oil. But avoid the normal table groundnut oil. Because most times when you see some of those oils, you are going to buy, the oil you want to buy has already slept, sleeping. It's looking very thick. Those oils, at the end of the day, when you take them, it's still going to go back to that form when you find yourself in a cold environment. So that's why they say that's not good for the heart, because it also results in what? Have you having a build-up. Next slide, please. You can take rice, plenty of vegetables. I always encourage other adults to go for basmati rice, but if you cannot afford that, you can go for the locally made rice. Just make sure it's high in fiber. You can do boiled yam, that's for lunch. We're talking about lunch now. Plantain porridge, eat some vegetable with fish. Make sure you take your swallows at noon. At night, for dinner, take a light meal. Why? Because of digestion. Take a light meal at night. And instead of doing food that are high in calories, you can do foods like wheat flour. We all know that the basic rice we eat is very high in calories. White bread is very high in calories. Eba, semo is very high in calories. And that's why we always say go for oat flour, wheat flour. You can even do Irish potato flour. Those are what they are better. They are very high in fiber and they will digest better and faster. So those are the foods you can do for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So staying healthy isn't just about your diet. There are other things too that involve staying healthy. I would say, I can't leave the house. As you December can you live here? Once you go back, don't stay indoors. It's not going to help your health. Once the mind is active, it keeps you what? Healthy and you function optimally. You need to go out. You need to do things you love. Things you always have passion for. Basically, take up a new passion, take up a new dream, because it's going to keep you. Once there's something you're living for, it keeps you what? Going. But once there's nothing you're thinking, you're looking up to, you're not trying to do anything. Before you know it, you begin to have body pain, waist pain. You eat, and you don't go out. They call it sedentary lifestyle. At the end of the day, what will happen? Sickness will begin to come in. Illness will begin to. They know how you look younger. Next slide, please. Next slide. So you need to leave the house, take up new passions and all of that. You need to keep tabs on your health. Go for medical checkup. You don't want to overlook any signs. A serious migraine could mean that your BP is very high. Go for regular checkup. You need to know that as you grow older, the time will come when you need to stop driving. That's when you start behind the wheel. Some of us think we can drive till we are 100 and all. No, once you know that this thing is no longer comfortable for me, or the vehicle is coming close and I don't even see it until it's so close to me, you stop driving. Next slide, please. And the last thing we're going to see is, I already talked about stimulating your mind, doing things that are going to make you active, make your mind active, keeps you happy, keeps you going. And the last thing we're going to talk about is intimacy. Intimacy. Now, many of us still want to keep up with the way we were when we were younger. So, as we are disengaging from the NAFRC, we all know that we are still going to go back to our wives. And that is the time where you need to let them understand, our wives, our spouses, we need to let them understand that as we are growing older, the body is not the same as it used to be. So, some of us are planning already to go and take a new wife when we leave this place. We should think about it. Can you keep up with it? Yes, sir. I knew we were going to say yes. Go to the other guy. Okay. But also, there needs to be careful. Anything your body cannot take, please, you don't need to do it. You don't need to impress anybody. So basically, you need to, I just feel like if you're still with the wife you're married for your childhood, at least you have aged. She has also aged. So both of you are experiencing the same, kind of development most likely to understand. But when you carry a new yarn, you have to keep up. Oh. You have to keep up. So you need to start asking yourself, can I? That's why you see some persons going to carry Islam and buy aphrodisiacs. And most of these things increase blood pressure. That's what I'm going through. Most of those things, when by the time you start taking aphrodisiacs, you increase your gain in the other room. It may not be too good for your health. So you want to allow your spouse to understand that, look, I'm older now, but there are other things you can do to share that affection and love. Do you agree with me? It doesn't have to be sex all the time. You can have fun together. You can sleep on each other. You can exercise together. You can take your break together. You can watch your favorite movies together. Do you agree with me? Some of us don't know how to do that kind of love. But we need to learn it as we are retiring, because we need to spend a lot of time with Madam. Yes. So we need to look for other ways to actually improve on our intimacy. However, I will not deny the fact that, especially male, I know women have their own symptoms and their age with regards to sexuality. Especially male, some tend to have erectile dysfunction and some other related conditions. If you have such, please seek for medical attention. Basically, once you get your diet correctly, once you eat well, you reduce sugar, you do exercise, you perform normally. That's all it is. If you get your living healthy correctly, you perform normally. But if that doesn't work, then you can now go for remedies. Talk to your health professional. Go for natural remedies. I'll drop this for us for free. There's a herb that is very good, especially for men sexuality. It's called Korean ginseng. You should embrace nature. I always encourage embracing nature. Take natural things. Take natural things. This will help you generally as when I don't snap. And it will help you. Next slide, please. So now we look at a very important part of staying healthy, which is exercise. It's not the least, but it was intentionally placed here. Exercise is a part that you can never take out of living healthy. Exercise will solve a lot of our problems. So to do justice to this fact, I'm going to invite somebody right now who is very experienced and who is an expert in this field to take us on this topic. Mr. Daniel Moses, please.
Good morning, participants. Good morning, participants. This class is not a law class. Good morning, participants. Okay. You forgot it. If I say okay, you will say all right. Okay? Okay? Make it twice now. Okay? Okay? All right. Let's move it up. Okay. All right. I am going to tell you that today you can reverse aging by 10 years. Today you can reverse aging by 10 years. It is not a fluke. It's a proven fact that you can reverse aging by 10 years. My name is Daniel Moses from the Biology Department. Everybody knows me as coach of from volleyball courts and also a very, very good tennis player. So before I start today, I'm going to introduce some people. Okay, I thought I dropped it. I'm going to introduce some people who have done justice to us here. First of all, let me introduce just recognition, please. Let me recognize some fellow people here who have done justice to the exercise part of the thing. First and foremost, let me introduce our 001, Oga Suleiman, age of Igbo Suleiman. I saw him going to the bathroom. Please give me a round of applause on the behalf. Age of Igbo Shagari, please, if you're here, stand up for recognition. Please stand up. Keep the hands flowing. Keep the hands flowing. MW outside. Keep the hands flowing. Keep the hands flowing. This is a prolific sector in the Nigerian army. They are just hiding themselves. Today I want to bring them out. MW Mahe. Please keep the hands flowing. Keep the hands flowing. MW Bala. MW Jonah. Please keep the hands flowing. Keep the hands flowing. Please, if you're here, let me see you. Let me see you. MW C. Umar. Another fine gentleman in the sport is MW Bashir. He sits over there. MW Bashir, yes, I can see you hand there. Yeah, well done. Our lady, our beautiful lady, both in hearts and in spirits. P.O. Imer-CR, Madam Rose. Please let me see you up. I know you're hiding there. So let me see you up. Our gentle giants. MWOTK. You know I'm not going to call you, even though you're hiding yourself. ABOK. I know. Last Corporal, Chidima SR. I know you're over there with glasses. Let me see your hand up. And last but not least, our own dear in finest in Africa. One of the finest in Navy. Finest in Chinese. He was #1 in Nigerian Navy. The finest and the finest so far. NWO Amuta. Please stand up and let it recognize you. Okay, Amuta, don't hide. He's former Navy #1. You look at him here. Well done, everybody. Thank you for that recognition. Thank you for everything. Today, we are going to do some exercises that will reverse aging. First of all, as we age, something gets tight. What is that? Your muscles. Your muscle will tight. That is why for you to flex the muscle, for you to stretch the muscle, there's a little pain or there's a lot of pain. Let me tell you something. What is stretching by you? You know when you go to sleep. Let me give an analogy. You know when you go to sleep. As you go to sleep, you wake up. Sometimes you want to go and pee. As you are going to pee, can you remember when you do something like this? Now, what is that thing? That thing is called stretching. And what is that stretching? It's telling you that, hey, the muscle are not accustomed for the day activities. So you have to let the blood flow, you have to let the blood flow, and you have to loosen up the muscle. That is what is called stretching. So today, we are going to loosen up the muscle for us to get flexibility. That's what we'll do. So we're going to do some small exercise now for flexibility. Now, let us start by, don't stand. We can do our exercise by sitting down. So don't stand. Please, let us start by sitting down. Let me take this as an example. Breathe in, out. You can see I'm sitting down on the edge. So sit down on the edge. You can see. Breathe in, out. In, out. In, out. Now, when I say take in, we release it out in batches. In, out. 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 Let's take it again. In, out. 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 Very good. Now let us start with next stretching. As you bend your head back like this, you breathe in. As you come out, as you bend it down, you breathe out. But let's go. In, out. Come on. In, out. In, out. If you notice that, you're getting relaxed more. In, out. In, out. Let's go. Okay? Alright. Okay? I can hear you. Okay? Alright? Okay. Okay? Alright. Now we'll go side by side. We'll go side by side. Side by side, you just put your head on your shoulder like this and like this. In and out. Are we okay? Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. In and out. In and out. Okay? Alright. Alright? Okay. Okay? Alright. Alright? Okay. Okay, okay, okay. I can hear you. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, alright, alright. Okay, okay, okay. That's very good. From that position, let's stretch forward. Let's put our hands like this up. Now, the way you're going to put your hand, this your bicep here, and this your bicep here. We touch your ear. We touch your ear. Oh yeah, let's go.
As the tongue,
Okay? If I say, okay, you relax it, alright. Relax it, alright. Okay, you stretch, alright, you relax. Are we ready? Well, let's go. Okay? 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 Come on, okay? Come on, okay, okay, okay. Let's go. Okay, okay. You must be going again. Okay, okay, okay. I noticed that some people bicep cannot touch their ear. Can somebody do me that bicep to touch your ear? Okay, let's go. Okay, okay, okay. Come on. Okay, okay, okay. Very good, very good, very good. Another one we want to do is to stretch our back and our shoulder. Do something like this. Do something like this. Okay. All right. Come on. Okay. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm doing. This is posture. I'm going to strengthen. I see my head to be between my hands. Like, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Do we get that? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. All right. Come on. Okay. Faster. Okay. Come on. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's do another one. The back stretch. The back stretch. The back stretch. The same hand. Something to your back like that. You will not again. All right. Look at me, please. Look at me, please. From this position, from that position, your back like this, just chest out, stretch out, chest. If I say, okay, you chest out, all right, relax. Okay, you chest out, all right, relax. Can we do that? Can we do that? Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. All right. Okay. Relax. Pump. Relax. Okay, okay, okay. Come on. Okay. Very good. Relax. Now, let's do small exercise now. Small exercise now. From that point, what I am teaching people is that if you are lazy, you can do this exercise. If you don't get up, you can do exercise. From that point, let me come to like this. Oh yeah, carry your feet, tap it on the ground, your 2 feet on the ground. Come on, let's go. Okay, all right, come on. Okay, carry your leg up. Okay. Tap. Okay. Watch out. Okay. Come on. Okay. From here. You got, nobody will sleep in my class, nobody sleeps. From here. Take your 2 hands, touch your hand. And your knee up like this. 1, 2. There is space, small. There is space, I know there is space. Small. 1, 2. Alright, wait, we are not started. We are not saying okay and alright now, so we are not started. Now, everybody start with your right leg. Start with your right leg. After the count 1, 2, 3, go, we start. Are we ready? Sit on the edge. Tell your neighbor, are you ready? Push the neighbor, touch it. Are you ready? Neighbor, are you ready? Yes, let's go. Start from the right there. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, come on. Okay. Come on. Okay. Let's go. Last exercise. Everybody stand up. Last exercise is called balancing exercise. The balancing exercise. If you're not sweating in this class, that's why the AC, you're wrong. So I can see 001 from behind is doing the right job. So from here, I know when you get off in your seat comes up, right? Now, what you do is that let your buttocks touch the seat and come up. Like this. Touch and up. Come on. Touch and up. Touch and up. What is the exercise to make you do? Stop. What the exercise to make you do is to make you balance yourself. Now, are we ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Touch and up. Come on. Touch and up. Right? Touch and look and say we cannot be done. Again. Go. Okay. Come on. 1, 2. Let's go. 1, 2. Okay. Come on. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now, on your toes, turn around. I can see everything turning around. Come on. Turning around.
Ideally, I should have invited the most senior person in the hall, military. But as we all know, as we can see, I haven't been the only one. So, did both we listened to it. In my view, it was very rich. Very, very rich. And then the physical part was very rejuvenating. So, on that note, please let's put our hands together once again. When the lecture started, I did mention that you will enjoy it, and I'm sure you will. All right, let's take a look at this. The price of excellence is discipline. One half, the price of excellence is discipline. And the cost of mediocrity is disappointment in what? In our health. Now, from all that the two resource persons have said and done, I captured one thing: the cells. Every higher level of an organism starts from the cells. Basic biology. The molecules combine to form the cells. The cells combine to form the tissue, or the tissues. The tissues combine to form the organs. Then the organs combine to form the organ system, or systems. Then the organ systems combine to form the organism, like as we have. Okay. You will agree with me that we have gotten information, which is knowledge. So how do we convert this information to something beneficial? It is on that note that my sum up will be titled Knowledge Informs and Wisdom Transforms. Knowledge is knowing the facts which we have acquired through the lecture, and wisdom is applying these facts in life to grab the essence of what we have just learned. It is the difference between merely having information and using it to create meaningful changes in our lives and the world around us that makes it very beneficial. Imagine that you have just listened to this lecture. Aging well in retirement. That is knowledge. And then we have done some physical exercise. If you limit it to only this hall, we have just acquired knowledge. But if we continuously apply them, then that is wisdom. So the distinction between knowledge and wisdom is very important. One is acquisition, one is application. Knowledge is valuable, but without application, it remains static. Very static. However, wisdom is dynamic and transformative. That is application. It is about time that we make decisions that we solve all health problems as they pop up in our daily life, and then adapting to situations in ways that bring positive outcomes. What do I mean by situations? Our lifestyle. Once upon a time, we talked about self-sabotage, and we gave several examples. So many questions and personal experiences came up, and we discussed them extensively on that day. Okay. So the question is, how do we apply this knowledge that we have acquired, which will now give us a transformative life, which is the wisdom? I'm going to give us an acronym as we go. We are going to use the acronym WISE, W-I-S-E. Then we are going to discuss them and conclude very shortly. The W and the Y is wisdom. Let us begin by building on this lecture we have received on healthy living, very, very important. With the basic understanding that the entire system starts from the cellulars, the molecules which will now combine to form the cells. In the current rejuvenative medicine that is around the world, everything starts from the cell. That's why you keep hearing about stem cells, cell-givity, aggravatin, glutathione. All of them, they serve as fertilizers for human body cells. So, we need to be very conscious of what we do and what we eat. Like the resource person rightly said, we are what we eat. It's a fact. People have been eating ice fish and beans, and you split your blood, it's very ice fish and beans. It's a fact. Okay, so we need to ask ourselves, how can we apply what we have just listened to? And what better decisions can this information help us to make? That is a reflection for all of us. So, we have to make conscious efforts to translate knowledge to action. My attention has been drawn to the fact that you may have questions and answers. You may want to ask some questions. Is that correct? Very, very correct. Okay. For the want of time, the counseling department is wide open. The doors of the counseling department is wide open. And there are staffs here. There are not resource persons that will go away. So, if we have questions, we can approach them anytime during the working hours. We can meet them, and then, especially health issues that are confidential, can be properly discussed and appropriate referrals should be made. So let's now look at the next word in the acronym, which is I, implement. Let us implement all that we have planned. Look at that heap of food that looks like tomorrow. Some persons still eat like that, and they call it enjoyment. Next is strategy. What is your health strategy? I know that the management wing has been telling us about business strategies, implementation, and all that. What about your health? Consider it so that you'll be healthy to manage the business. Very important. And then the last one is evaluation. What are the things we are doing that are sabotaging our health? It is very, very important that we look into it. I have been told, and I've read also, that the minor cause of snoring can be eliminated with few minutes exercise. The cause of snoring, with few minutes exercise, can be eliminated. I don't know how true that is, but I've seen it in the publications. That snoring can be managed with regular, few minutes exercise, such as walking. And I also want to appreciate those of us that I see doing exercise in the morning. A number of us do exercise. So for that, please give yourself a round of applause. Okay, now you might be going through, in conclusion, you might be going through what I call TMI. Too much information. You have received so many lectures, and then you'll be wondering, which one will I even implement? Which one will I even do? Well, it is better to have what you don't need than to need what you don't have. Have it enough and see it for yourself and utilize it. Thank you very much.
diseases. Please, cholesterol cannot be overemphasized because I have noticed that it is hardly talked about. All we get to hear is cardiovascular diseases, stroke, liver problem, and all the rest of it. But nobody gets to talk about cholesterol. And it is the underlying cause of every coronary artery disease or cardiovascular diseases. Now let me read it out to you. Please, I crave your indulgence. Cholesterol is a passive substance that is found in all of our cells. We have cells, lots of cells in our body. We also have cells in our blood. We have the white blood cells, we have the red blood cells. Our body is made up of cells. Okay, our cells have several useful functions, including helping to build our body cells. It's carried through our bloodstream, attached to proteins. These proteins are called lipoproteins. This is next slide. As you can see, the lipid molecules, which are called fat deposits, you can see on the first diagram, there's a free flow of blood, there's free passage. But by the time we start to eat fatty foods, carbohydrates, and junks, those fat deposits on our arteries, thereby trying to cause blockage. You can see the second diagram is getting blocked. Then the third one, it has little blocks, and then it has ruptured. When it ruptures, it causes a blood clot. And what do you think will happen there? The person will suffer a heart attack. Next slide, please. Okay. Now that we've talked about the good cholesterol, because our body produces cholesterol. It helps our cells to function. But the high cholesterol in itself is gotten from fatty foods and sugary foods, carbohydrates, and what have you. High cholesterol is when there is too much of fatty substance in our blood. It can also be described as lipid molecules that deposit on the artery wall and slowly causes narrowing, distortion, and blockage of the blood vessels. The progressive blood buildup and clot formation can lead to cardiovascular diseases such as heart attack and stroke. Next slide, please. Okay. Why this man can actually stand accused shock you to know that he's coming out with a normal cholesterol level. Next slide, please. Okay, the answer is no. You know why I'm making emphasis on explanation and reading it? Because I really want you to sing so that you understand it. Is self-explanatory. But because cholesterol has not always been much talked about, it has been on our mind, we really need to lay emphasis on it. Okay, the answer is no. Indeed, many people are surprised when told that body mass index is normal, yet their cholesterol is high. On the other hand, some obese people may have normal blood cholesterol. These two differ in that the body fat that causes obesity is fat globulus, and it is stored under the skin. When the body cannot process excess fat, whereas blood cholesterol and lipoprotein particles that circulate in the blood and contribute to the development of plaque buildup in the arteries. The normal cholesterol level is 200. Other high cholesterol is about 200 milligrams to 239. High cholesterol is 240. So it is imperative that we all get our cholesterol level checked because it predisposes us to cardiovascular diseases. Next slide, please. Okay, we have 5 main types of lipoproteins, but there are we have 5 types of lipoprotein, but there are 2 main types. All other ones falls under the good lipoprotein, which is the HDL, high density lipoprotein, and the LDL, the low density lipoprotein. Now, what are the functions? High density lipoprotein, which the body produces, it is produced in the liver, is a good cholesterol. It carries cholesterol back to the liver to flush out to be flushed out of the body. That means all our junks, all our extra fat, and all of that is taken back to the liver. High density lipoprotein reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases. It is produced in the liver, just as I just mentioned. Please, next slide. Okay, low density lipoprotein. This is the bad cholesterol. It is often derived from foods, the food we eat, the fatty foods, the carbohydrates, the sugary drinks, and what have you. The bad cholesterol, it increases the risk of coronary artery disease, such as heart attack and stroke. Low density lipoprotein carries cholesterol that accumulates as plaque inside blood vessels. Plaque buildup can make blood vessels narrow for blood flow freely. You can see the other place. Can we go back to that picture? No, the next one. The arteries, yeah. The next one. Just go back. Okay, you can see the second one. Almost blocked. And the third one has even blocked. Once it blocks, it is very fatal. The first sign a lot of people get is death or cardiac arrest. You don't get to see that somebody is seated by your side and then the person slumps. What do you think happened there? And a lot of people will say, hey, village people are watching the person and all of that. It is not village people. It is your cholesterol level that is high. And it is always not talked about. What we get to see is okay, high blood pressure. But there is an underlying cause that we need to deal with for us to be able to be free of all of these coronary artery disease and cardiovascular diseases. Please, let's go back to where we were. Okay. When the blood narrows, it is also known as atherosclerosis. sclerosis. Please, next slide. Next slide. Okay. Is it true that elevated cholesterol causes cardiovascular diseases? The answer is yes. Like I have been saying, every cardiovascular disease is as a result of high cholesterol. Sudden death is most often caused by heart disease. When blood vessels narrow, the heart muscle can become irritated because of lack of blood supply. In the case of heart attack, that's actually myocardial infarction. A blood vessel becomes completely blocked by a blood clot, and there is enough irritability of the muscle to cause ventricular fibrillation. Next slide, please. Ventricular fibrillation means a life-threatening heart rhythm starting in the bottom chambers of the heart. It can be triggered by heart attack. In fact, the reason many people with chest pain are admitted to the hospital is to monitor their heart rate and breathing for signs that might lead to ventricular fibrillation. Sudden death may also be the first sign of symptoms of heart disease. Next slide, please. Okay, cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease is any disease that involves the blood or the heart, that involves the blood vessels or the heart. Cardiovascular disease constitutes a class of disease that includes coronary artery disease, heart failure, high blood pressure, cardiac arrest, stroke, etc. Next slide, please. Okay, what is coronary artery disease? This is the buildup of plaque causing the coronary artery to narrow, thereby limiting blood flow to the heart. So what do you think causes this? It is still the same cholesterol. Whatever might have caused coronary artery disease boils down to cholesterol, the underlying factor of every coronary artery disease or cardiovascular diseases. Okay, heart failure. Heart failure is a chronic condition in which the heart cannot pump blood adequately. Next slide, please. High blood pressure. High blood pressure. Okay, high blood pressure is one of the most important risk factors of cardiovascular disease. It is a condition in which the force of the blood against the artery wall is too high. You know, when the blood is coming with force and it gets to a narrow artery, with that force, it starts to pump with force to the artery, trying to have a passage so that blood can still flow into the artery. This condition is known as high blood pressure. Next slide, please. Cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is also known as sudden cardiac arrest. It is different from heart attack. It is when the heart stops beating suddenly, the lack of blood flow to the brain and other organs can cause a person to lose consciousness. The person can become disabled or die if not treated immediately. It can also result from an electrical disturbance in the heart. It is not the same as heart attack. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. Heart attack, as you can see on your slide. Heart attack occurs when an artery that sends blood and oxygen to the heart is blocked. All of these that we are talking about still boils down to cholesterol. Fatty cholesterol containing deposits build up over time, forming plaque in the heart arteries. If a plaque ruptures, a blood clot can form. The clot can block arteries, causing a heart attack. Are you following? Yes. Okay. Next slide. Stroke. You can see that brain is bleeding. If you check the diagram, you will see the lipid molecule blocked the artery. So there is no, it has obstructed the blood flow to the brain. Stroke occurs when blood flow to the brain is blocked or there is sudden bleeding in the brain. This brain cannot get oxygen and nutrients from the blood. It is blocked. So the stroke will readily happen if there is stoppage of blood flow to the brain. Next slide, please. Okay. Multiple studies have consistently shown a clear correlation between the level of cholesterol and the likelihood of developing cardiovascular disease. Examples are stroke and heart attack. There is a clear correlation between the level of blood cholesterol and extent of plaque buildup in the arteries. The likelihood of developing cardiovascular disease increases in those who smoke, have hypertension or diabetes, and those with family history of heart attack. So it is imperative that when you have a family history of heart attack, you need to take extra care of the food that goes into our body because we are what we eat. Whatever we eat still comes back to tell on our body. Like eating junk food, fatty food, low carb, sugary foods. At the end of the day, we are accumulating fat deposits, also known as lipid molecules in our arteries, which is very detrimental to our health. Next slide. Okay, foods and habits that causes high cholesterol. We cannot talk about foods and habits that causes high cholesterol without talking about the liver. Whatever we eat or drink is eventually filtered through the liver. There are cases whereby you get to see people with fatty liver or damaged liver. This usually occurs because of the damage we have eaten. It is not only alcohol that damages the liver. Sugary foods and other junks also damages the liver because you will be overworking the liver to break down those bad cholesterol, which will eventually lead to the collapse of liver. Okay, as we age, our body undergoes various changes, including alteration in metabolism, digestion, and overall health. Therefore, it is essential to pay closer attention to our dietary choices as we reach the age of 40 and above. Certain foods and drinks, although enjoyable in moderation earlier in life, may become less compatible with our aging bodies. Here are some of the foods that increases cholesterol. Next slide, please. Okay. You can just peruse the diagram for a few seconds. You can see there is burger, there is donuts, there is biscuits. I can see cheese. I can see meat pie. I can see sausage roll. Then the low intake, like the good ones, are below. I can see salmon fish, soy milk, olive oil, flaxseed, wheat bread, strawberry. I cannot see the other diagram properly. Okay, move to the next slide. Thank you. Okay, we know processed foods now. Our processed foods are our meat pie, sausage roll, sardine, corned beef, white bread, hot dog, pizza, Indomie, and what have you. They contain lots of bad cholesterol, which are detrimental to our health because it predisposes us and sets us for cardiovascular diseases. Next slide, please. Sugary drinks. I know a lot of us, ladies, Whenever we want to eat, we want to take sugary drink. We call it enjoyment, but the truth is we are not helping ourselves. We cannot talk about sugary drinks without talking about triglycerides. Triglyceride is a sugary fat that travels with cholesterol into our bloodstreams. We are 2 times at risk of heart attack when our triglyceride level is above 250. So it is very important for us to cut down on our fatty foods, sugary drinks, and all the junks that will be mentioned here. Okay. Beverages like soda, sweetened juices, energy drink, beer, malt, etc. can lead to weight gain, dental issues, and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. You know sugar causes diabetes. Okay. You know carbohydrate also causes diabetes. As in, when you always eat carbohydrate without eating vegetable, it can set you up for diabetes, which become more problematic as metabolism slows down with age. Diabetes is a major risk factor of stroke. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. While moderate alcohol consumption may have some health benefits, the alcohol we are talking about, you know, some people will argue that red wine is good for the heart. Okay. But excess drinking can lead to liver damage. Increased risk of certain cancers can have negative impact on our cognitive function. Talking about remembering things. You know that as we age, we start to forget things. Cholesterol can actually fasten it. Like you will start to forget things easily. You may come into a room and then you suddenly forget, why did I come into this room? Then you want to go back and retrace your step before you can remember, which can become more pronounced with age. Examples of excess alcohol are our beer, vodka, gin, whiskey, brandy, rum, action bitters, alcohol bitters. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, 5 and fatty foods, saturated fats. These are our 5 foods, so I know a lot of us love fried plantain, dough. I used to like it though, but after my research on this lecture, I have to cut down on fatty foods. Okay, we have our 5 foods, fried fish, our suya. Of course, you know that when you want to buy suya, you know the way those man have placed the vegetable oil before, or on the suya before they put it on the fire to warm it. What do you think is happening here? Extra cholesterol. You are accumulating extra cholesterol in the body. And where do you think it's going to? It is deposited in your artery walls. It's going on your artery walls. It's going to be there. And it starts to pile up and pile up and pile up till, God forbid, you know what I mean? Okay? All that delicious was often cooked in saturated fats, thereby eliminating the low density lipoprotein cholesterol. Instead, opt for grilling, boiling, or baking methods to reduce saturated fat intake. Next slide, please. Next slide. You know our cooking oil, the usual one you buy in the market, is actually not good for our health. They are not fat friendly. Rather, we should opt for olive oil or sunflower oil. There's canola oil, there's cottonseed oil, There is the sesame oil, etc. Okay, trans fats. You know these are our issues. We love to go there to unwind with family and friends. We feel we are enjoying. Yes, it is enjoyment, but we really have to call that on it. We are not saying you shouldn't do it at all. But even when you do, I'm still going to tell us how we cut down, how to eradicate cholesterol from our body. So if you know you are accumulating on this, you should also do the needful. Okay, trans fat, even foods sold in formal restaurants can be high in saturated fats, depending on how they are cooked. Next slide, please. Smoking and tobacco. To be honest, smoking affects every organ in the body. It affects your eyes, it affects your lungs, it affects your liver, it affects your kidney, it affects everywhere. And it raises the bad cholesterol in our body because when it suppresses the work of the liver cannot work optimally. So it's going to fall back on us to have bad cholesterol. Okay, sedentary lifestyle. Like for those of us that work in the office, it is very good we stand up sometimes to do a leg walk. Like we just do leg stretch, come back so that your blood can circulate. Some of us will eat, will drink, it is not the earth that will sit down. You will not stand up from there. Some of us will even fall asleep. And what are we doing? We are accumulating bad cholesterol. Because if you help yourself by moving around, you will end up burning off the fats. So it's always advisable to walk around, even when you feel like you sat down for a long while. Please do yourself a whole lot of good by walking around. Next slide. Poultry with skin. Chicken is good, but not with the skin. So if you must eat chicken, you have to de-skin it. Because eating it with the skin increases your bad cholesterol, which is the low density lipoprotein. We have fatty beef, which I also people call tozo. How many of us know tozo here? Okay. There is pork meat. You know pork meat is very fatty. Okay, there is dairy product, which is made from whole or reduced fat milk. We are getting there now. You will see the remedies. Okay, it is imperative to proactively manage your cholesterol level. Steering clear of certain foods. Simply put, cholesterol management is pivotal for maintaining healthy hearts. Understanding which food to avoid can significantly impact cholesterol levels and overall well-being. Next slide. Okay, increase your fiber intake. I'm going to go local so that it will be something that we can actually lay our hands on. We have our millets, we have our sawmill, we have our deal, we have our sweet potato. Okay, let me quickly rush off because it's only 11 o'clock. Next slide. So I lost point on it. Next slide. Okay, we have green tea. Green tea actually reduces our bad cholesterol in the body. Quit smoking. I've talked about smoking. Smoking can raise your cholesterol and make you likely to have serious health problems like heart attack, stroke, and cancer. Next slide. It's almost time. Okay, exercise. I mentioned if you're doing exercise. Exercise is very, very important. You do not have to do, it doesn't have to be that you want to do a 100-meter dash. You can actually walk around for 20 minutes every day, but consistency is key. You can exercise 5 days in a week. Even in your sitting room, you can actually do exercise. It goes a long way, no matter how little, anyhow you want to do it. I saw people doing exercise, this is a touchy song. There are some that, this one, if you open your hands and close it back, it helps your heart. You can, do any other one. You can touch your toe, you come up, touch your toe, and all of that. Get regular exercise, stay physically fit. A healthy life requires physical activity. This will prevent heart diseases. There's no time. Okay, fasting on this. Water intake. Drink plenty of water every day. Please drink this water as if you are drinking your beer. That energy you put into drinking that bottle of beer, that you can drink up to 6 bottles a day, 8 bottles a day. Please put that same energy in drinking water, because water is very, very important in our body. We have salmon fish. It contains omega-3, but for most of time I cannot really dwell on it. Okay, let's go. Watermelon. There's pineapple. Chia seed is a super food. You can easily get chia seed from these abokis around. It is a super food. I take it too. If you soak chia seed in water, it comes in a gel-like form. If you drink it, it does a whole lot in your body. Chia seed has numerous health benefits. 2 tablespoons of chia seed is 64% more potassium than a banana. 3 times more iron than spinach. 5 times more calcium than milk. Chia seed. You know what chia seed? Okay, that's what I do. I don't know the local name. But if you get to this aboki, we ask them for we know chia seed. I find it. We know chia seed. Okay. There's lots of background visitors. Then you check for the eye. Just take a look at the diagram. Next slide, then you will now see the signs. Okay, B is for balance. Ask the person to stand. If the person can stand firm and erect without crippling and wobbling. Look for them to have trouble staying on their feet. If the person cannot stay still, that means the person, that is one of the signs of stroke. E is for eyes. Ask the person if they can see clearly that the person is not seeing double, like it's not blurry. Look for any decrease in vision. F is for face. Ask the person to smile. Look for a drop on one or both sides. You know when someone, you will not see their face trying to drop. Okay, next slide. A is for arm. Ask the person to raise their arms. Look for one arm to droop downward. X is for speech. Ask the person to speak, listening to slurred speech or trouble choosing words. T is for time. Call 911 or rush the person to the hospital immediately. Look at the time so you can tell medical personnel when symptoms started. Next slide. In conclusion, the wave of sudden death syndrome has raised concerns. Dying without any sign of illness seems to be on the rise in our society. There are many Nigerians who walk around believing they are healthy, but they are not. Many people do not even know that they have high blood pressure, and sometimes it does not really show any symptoms, so it causes sudden death. The most important thing is for people to go for checkups regularly. If you have a family history of heart problem or other health conditions, go for a regular checkup. Live healthily and avoid smoking, excessive alcohol and a sedentary lifestyle, and excess consumption of unhealthy food. Next slide. Thank you very much. God bless you. Please, time for question and any question and answer or contribution?
No question. One last
Please wait now. Please, gentlemen, wait. Please just accept your station, please. Just few minutes, please. Who's that person that wants to ask questions? Can we please leave that question after break because everybody wants to go for break. Can we leave it after break? So as we cover, we start asking. The first thing we start with that is the questions, right? Do I agree on that? Yes. Mother, is that okay by you? Okay, they say it's only one person. Can we give that person just a minute or two, please? Where is the person, please? Where is the other mic?
Let me give him this one.
Sorry, sir. The job, sir, you know, sir. I I see the importance of what I'm going to say. That is why I insisted. I want to talk about angina pectoris, which majority of us here we are prone to it. And this lecture that is directly to that angina pectoris. Majority we are prone to it, this angina pectoris. We need to understand cholesterol. The moment we hear cholesterol, we think it's something very bad. We heard from the lecture there is good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. LDL is the good cholesterol, HDL is the good cholesterol, while LDL is the bad cholesterol. So somebody who is prone to that angina pectoris doesn't know. Majority of people that attain the age of 50 and above, they are prone to angina pectoris, which that LDL causes it. That angina causes it. What is this angina pectoris? It's a heart disease, which the lecturer has been talking about, cardiovascular disease. And it's prone to people that attain the age of 50 and above. And how do you know you have this LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol? You can't know by the body disease until you go for test. That is lipid profile test. That is when you will know whether if your HDL is low and your LDL is high. Then,
so the lectures continue. Immediately after we come back from break. Please, for you